Hi, welcome to SBR Sports Picks. I'm Peter Loshak. Sitting next to me is Mike Brenner. Today is July 20th. We are continuing our team-by-team betting previews of the NFL, the upcoming NFL season, and the Cincinnati Bengals, who we're looking at right now. The team total is 9.5, over -135. The under is +105. Now, this is just same story with the Bengals, right? They're always great in the regular season and often a great bet, and they flop in the playoffs. But from my perspective, from a betting perspective, that just means that they're a good bet at spot and times in the regular season, especially at home. I know you're high on the Bengals this year in general, and I guess you would lean over 9.5 wins at -135. What do you think?
Yeah, I would. And years past, I wasn't real high on Marvin Lewis because I just thought he had too much talent and wasn't taking advantage of it. But you know what? He stays in there steady. He gets him to that point. But one thing I've noticed, Pete, they flop. They tend to flop in the playoffs. But the last couple of years, they've taken a step further. So that's got to build confidence. I think it's done wonders for Andy Dalton. All right, this team's focused. They're healthy. They're very well coached. You got a number 15 offense and a number 9 defense. Now, they're number 7 against the run. They only give up 17 points a game. So this defense is solid. And that's how they get off to these 6 and 7-0 starts. Okay, I look for that pattern to continue. What I do like, because you have to look at injury factor with the key positions. If something happens to Dalton, which it did last year, okay, AJ McCarron got some experience, and that goes a long way, all right? And then you got your running back situation with Bernard. You got Jeremy Hill in there. But what I really like, I like AJ Green to have like almost a renaissance, a rediscovery year for him. I think so. I really do. And they got Brandon LaFell. He's okay on the other side, but I think what is a target that they really utilized great last year was Eifert, the tight end.
He's probably going to be out the first few games, so he's come back from an injury, and there'll be. I'm assuming he'll be 100% when he comes back, but that's not a guarantee. Also, Burfict suspended for the first 3 games, and also when he comes back, that's not just a suspension where he's going to come back raring to go. I mean, he's been on the record saying that he's going to have to quote unquote change his style of play. Now, what does that mean?
Because of what happened last year.
That's maybe he won't change his style of play, but if you've got a guy who's like a vicious defender, and all of a sudden he's cautious, he's making himself take a half step back.
Yeah, caution. You can't change that style. Right. So it's either you go or you stay. Bottom line. Yeah. And very well said, Pete, and that's very true. And the thing is, though, his mojo, it has so much to play into that defense. Sometimes that defense goes as he goes. So we'll see what happens. But I'm gonna back them early because I like it. I like them early on. They're at the Jets and they're at the Steelers.
But they're not going to have Eifert or Burfict.
I know it's okay. Yeah. It's okay because guess what? At the Jets, I think they can get that game. I think the Jets are going to take a step back. And at the Steelers, we've already talked about it. And we'll get back into it. But I think they can get that one, and they realize right away how important that road game is. So.
Yeah, all right. The thing that makes me a little bit nervous, though, is as we've talked about many, like with Todd Gurley, with AJ Green, these stars, you can't just put one star out there and get explosive production. You put a star out there, and you have to have guys around him to keep him honest. And I think losing Marvin Jones might be a big negative. Who's going to take the spot with number 2? I'm not really seeing anyone. LaFell, I don't know.
No, Tyler Boyd. Like I said, he's just somebody you can put over there.
Yeah.
No, that is a concern. And if Green goes down on top of that, then you're really looking at some issues. So
if Green doesn't go down, they're going to be a big favorite. I'm not exactly sure. The Bengals this might be a year where they're actually overvalued on their spreads in the regular season because expectations are so high. You know what I mean?
No,
expectations are through the roof. They might continue to get their wins, but they might be overvalued. And especially if there's some question marks. Who's going to be the number 2? What condition is Eifert going to be? That's a small question mark. Is Burfict going to be playing his maximum effort, giving his maximum style? I'm not exactly sure. I mean, Geno Atkins is going to be Geno Atkins. That's a big, huge positive. So the positives are here.
They are there. And there's one thing you got to admit, through the years, though, what he has done quietly, Marv Lewis, and he's a defensive genius. He came out of Baltimore back in the Ray Lewis days. He does plug holes defensively very quietly, but very proficiently. So I don't think that's going to change. Now, another thing is that weak division. I think they're in a weak division this year. Because the Steelers, I think, are taking a step. I think
the whole AFC is kind of
weak. Exactly. So I think, I'm going to kind of play that week by week and see. But I think that they can absolutely eclipse the win total. I don't see any reason. And again, if the quarterback goes down, they got some backup that has some experience. So
we'll see. I'm going to be, as far as spreads are concerned, I'm going to be cautious because they might be overvalued. Again, not that they won't get wins, but if they're like 10.5 point favorites against teams, I could see them getting wins by 6 points, 8 points, stuff like that, and not covering. We'll see. But you would lean over 9.5 with the win total.
I think so. I think it's a safe bet.
Okay, sounds good. And
hey, listen, OCDpicks.com. Okay, that's where Pete and we have some picks from WNBA, which Pete nailed it again last night, but also Canadian football and all through college and NFL. We'll have our picks on there. Check it out, OCDpicks.com.
Always on the go? Bet365 has one of the top mobile platforms in today's market. Sign up today and don't let your busy life keep you out of the game.